U.S. breaking news, change your read newspaper habit. Washington, Reuters, the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday paved the way for states to legalize sports gambling, striking down a 1992 federal law that barred it in most places and setting off a rush by businesses and states to cash in on an expected multi-billion-dollar jackpot. The justices endorsed New Jersey's bid to allow such wagering in a ruling that ushers in a new era for the leading U.S. sports leagues, which had sued to block the state's sports gambling law and called such betting a threat to the integrity of competition, fearing game fixing and other types of cheating. In a ruling that sent shares in gaming companies and casinos higher in brisk trading, the court voided the Federal Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act and upheld the legality of a 2014 state law permitting sports betting at New Jersey casinos and horse racetracks. The Supreme Court's decision today paves the way to an entirely different landscape, one in which we have not previously operated, the National Hockey League said in a statement. Some states see sports betting, like lotteries, as a potentially lucrative source of tax revenue. The American Gaming Association estimates there is currently a $150 billion a year illegal sports betting market. The ruling takes the United States a step closer to legal sports betting in numerous states, perhaps nationwide, rather than just in select places such as Nevada, home to the gambling capital Las Vegas. The 1992 law had effectively prohibited sports gambling in all states except Nevada and, to a limited extent, Delaware, Montana, and Oregon. Related coverage. Gaming investors eye jackpot from U.S. sports betting ruling. Gaming investors eye jackpot from U.S. sports betting ruling. New Jersey has long been the lead advocate in fighting this inherently unequal law, and today's ruling will finally allow for authorized facilities in New Jersey to take the same bets that are legal in other states in our country. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, a Democrat, said in a statement. The news ignited a rally in gaming stocks, with several companies specializing in gambling technology gaining 10% or more. Shares of Scientific Games Corp., which develops gaming systems and sports betting technology, jumped more than 13% to a record high above $60. Shares of casino and racing facility operators also rose. Churchill Downs, which operates the Kentucky Derby, rose 5.5% to a record high, while Penn National Gaming climbed 4.2%, also to a record. Caesars Entertainment Corp rose more than 8%. The U.S. subsidiary of British sports betting operator William Hill plc, which has already been working with state officials in New Jersey on opening an outlet at Monmouth Park Racetrack, is one of the companies hoping to capitalize and welcomed the ruling. The company, which derives nearly 20% of annual revenue from the United States, saw its shares jump 10.7% in London trading. Legal experts predicted that sports leagues and players' unions, as well as dozens of states, will seek a cut of the revenue from expanded sports gambling. In addition to New Jersey, 5 other states, Connecticut, Mississippi, New York, Pennsylvania and West Virginia, already have sports betting laws in place that would allow them to move quickly, according to a Fitch Ratings report. New Jersey's law, championed by Republican former Governor Chris Christie, was challenged in court by the National Football League, Major League Baseball, the National Basketball Association, the National Hockey League and the National Collegiate Athletic Association. The major governing body for intercollegiate sports. Policy choice. The justices struck down the entire federal law on a 6-3 vote, with the court's 5 conservatives joined by liberal Elena Kagan. Lower courts had ruled against New Jersey's law. The legalization of sports gambling requires an important policy choice, but the choice is not ours to make. Congress can regulate sports gambling directly, but if it elects not to do so, each state is free to act on its own. Justice Samuel Alito wrote on behalf of the court. Professional sports leagues have begun to shift their views regarding sports betting. Las Vegas now has an NHL team and will soon have an NFL team, and the NBA's commissioner called for legalizing sports betting so it can be properly regulated. Our most important priority is protecting the integrity of our games. We will continue to support legislation that creates airtight coordination and partnerships between the state, the casino operators and the governing bodies in sports toward that goal. An MLB spokesman said in a statement. Jeff Freeman, president of the American Gaming Association, said his group would work with states, sports leagues and law enforcement to create a new regulatory environment that capitalizes on this opportunity to engage fans and boost local economies. Daily fantasy sports company DraftKings Incorporated said it is weighing entering the sports betting business following the decision. New Jersey argued that the federal law infringed upon state sovereignty as laid out in the U.S. Constitution by compelling states not to license or regulate sports betting. A great day for the rights of states and their people to make their own decisions, Christie, who left office in January, wrote on Twitter. New Jersey's law allows people age 21 and above to bet on sports at New Jersey casinos and racetracks, but would ban wagers on college teams based in or playing in the state. Reporting by Lawrence Early, additional reporting by Andrew Chung, Hillary Russ and Sinead Carew, editing by Will Dunham.